Hello, welcome to day number 100. I don't have any special fanfare or anything planned for today. It's just the next day. um, I have to admit I am incredibly humbled by all the responses I've received over the last couple days. I haven't responded to many of them at this point just because I've been contemplating all these comments and what it means for me, what steps I'd like to take. So today, my my message is my gratitude to friends. Um, I when I first started on this journey last fall, uh, pardon me, had asked I had asked my husband if he would please find another place to live. And to give him time to do that, we left and went to my parents' house until he could find another place. While I was with my parents, who are just amazing people, I'm so grateful to them. All the time that they have allowed us to be in their home when we didn't have any place else to go. It's very loving people. Anyway, my dad has a special calling in the church. He is a stake patriarch. And if you're not a member of my church, a patriarch is somebody who gives a special blessing to members who are ready to hear specific things that the Lord has in store for them. These blessings are recorded, stored in the church records, and you get to keep a copy for yourself for the rest of your life. If you lose it, you contact the church and they'll send you a copy of your blessing. As for mine, it was an exact duplicate. I lost mine. It's even had the fold lines of the letter that it was sent in, so it was kind of funny. Anyway, so my dad is used to giving very specific blessings to lots of people he had never met before, maybe people he has, it doesn't matter, across the spectrum, just and different ages too, from maybe 12 on up. So he is very sensitive to the Spirit, especially when he's giving a blessing. And I'll give an example about how specific he can be in understanding the promptings of the Spirit. When I was pregnant with my last child, I had all kinds of different kinds of contractions, starting with Braxton Hicks and maybe 4 months along, maybe 5 months. And then that developed into pre-contractions, maybe about a month before, and then maybe a week before some next level of contraction that wasn't quite contraction. And I was just going nuts. I'm like, how do I know? Yeah, I've had 2 kids already, but how do I know when these are? Because I'd never had pre-contractions before. Anyway, so it was kind of, I had Braxton Hicks, hadn't had them anyway. So I went to my dad for a blessing and asked, well, I just needed some comfort and guidance in what to do, how to know, and what to, just some comfort. Anyway, so in this blessing, I was promised I would know when the time was right to go to the hospital, when it was time for her to come. I would know, I would have the strength to bring her into the world in a natural way. That's a really random way to say it. And my first thought was, oh no, that means I can't have an epidural. No painkillers. Oh no, I hadn't had a natural birth yet. And so that was my thought. And I talked to him afterwards. I said, Dad, really? Come to in a natural way? Does that mean I can't have medicine? And he said, no, that's not what that means. She's just gonna come in a natural way to the world. That's all. It doesn't have to mean that you can't have medicine. Okay. I knew. I just knew. So less than a week later, I'm sleeping and all of a sudden my water broke. I knew it was time to go to the hospital. It was time to go. There's the water. So I went, and she was coming pretty fast. By the time we got there, the contractions were less than 5 minutes apart, and the anesthesiologist was trying to give me an epidural, but he kept hitting a nerve, and my leg would involuntarily jerk up every time he would try to jab me. And it was starting to get scary, and I thought, you know what? If he messes this up, because I keep having contractions and he can't control every time where the needle's going to go, then maybe this is going to be bad news for me. So finally, I remembered that blessing. You'll have the strength to bring her to the world in a natural way. So I had the courage to tell the guy to stop, but he didn't listen. He kept going. I told him to stop again, and he still didn't listen. Finally, my sister, who was there, because my husband was in Switzerland at the time, my sister stood up for me. She said stop. And so he did. And within 15 minutes, my baby was born. And I had the strength to bring her to the world in a natural way. Holy cow. Yeah. So I really trust those blessings that my dad gives me. So last fall, starting this journey, I asked him for another father's blessing. And I'd like to share one part with you. I typed it up the other. He recorded it for me, but I typed it up because I just wanted to see it. There's a paragraph in here. So this is before I decided to get back on Facebook. It was before I decided to make this public. This whole journey public. Had no idea that was in the realm of possibility for another month or so. But it says this: I bless you that you will find good companionships and that friends will come to you and bring to you their cheer, their support, their ideas, and ways to help you. Be willing to accept them no matter who they are, that you may enjoy life. For all things belong to our Father in heaven, and He is willing to put them in your reach. Aha. Well, I have definitely seen the fruition of that. I am so grateful to all of you who have said, listened, heard, and came to me with advice, support, comfort. And yes, I am willing to listen to all of it. I don't know which direction I'll go, but I'm willing to listen to all of it and understand. Yeah. Thank you. So scripture I found for this is in Proverbs 17, verse 17. The first half says, "A friend loveth at all times." Thank you. And this song, it's a Josh Groban song, but the video for it that he's singing is not entirely something that I wanted to put on my. There's some parts that are just like, okay, that's a little questionable view. So I decided to go with BYU Vocal Point singing the cover of of this. So the same song, You Raised Me Up, that Josh Groban, the same version, just not with the same video. So that's the song. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much. Have a good night.